Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Demo Jam. My name is Florence Parodi. I am a Salesforce MVP and an IT Rapid Application Development Director for the University of Miami. My co-host is Joanna Iturbe. Needs no introduction, but we will do that. She's also a Salesforce MVP and Enterprise CRM Director for the University of Colorado. Today's contestants, as you may, include Mass Mailer, Capado, Mowgli SMS, and Apsona. Now let's get to the rules. And Joe is all about the rules.
I take demo jams very seriously. All right, so if you've attended a demo jam before, the rules are the same. Same. We don't change things up in between. But if you have never attended a demo jam, these are the rules. Pretty short and simple. You get 3 minutes to demo your app. This is 100% live. There are no slides allowed, and we will have one winner chosen by you, our audience. You cannot vote for your own company, and you can only vote once. Typically, we would dive straight into the demo jams at this point, but you might have seen a little bit of a baseball card theme throughout the day. So we're actually going to give our contestants on The Price is Right about a minute each to introduce their companies and themselves to us before we actually dive into the demos today.
Awesome. So let's get started. The first one up is Siva from Mass Mailer. Please unmute yourself and share a little bit about your organization.
Thank you so much. You guys have been great and you're rocking. Great session, great event. So first of all, I would like to thank you everyone who are from my higher ed, because you guys are making a change in the world, because education is so important, right? And we are happy to be part of this mission as well, because Mass Mailer is an email app or a student communication app, right? I'm a parent and I have 2 children who are school going, and they are planning soon. And whenever they receive an email from a university, I see the giggle and a smile, and they always look at, okay, this is the best email I got from this university. This must be a real good one. And I always look at them and say, hey, we have an app that actually helps the universities to send out emails. So maybe one of these days, the email that you got is going to be from Mass Mailer. So they always smile at me. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of showcase what we have to offer for the higher ed community here. We got a lot of great things that we are building. Would love to get into a demo after this. Thank you so much once again for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you, Siva. All right, we will skip Capado for now and come back to them if John's able to join us. So let's go on to Rob and Mal with Mowgli.
Rob Lashley. I am the Chief Revenue Officer here at Mowgli, and I have Mal Leo Grand with me as well. Mal is our VP of Client Success. Mowgli is a native Salesforce SMS and WhatsApp solution. It's mostly used by recruiting and admissions, student advising, student success, alumni relations. And we've been in business now for over 10 years, and we have a 100% US-based client success team. So I'm really excited to be here today to show you how Mowgli is being used for one-on-one messaging, for bulk sends, notifications, reminders, surveys, and even some voice messaging, which we'll show off today. Lastly, we are so proud to be here and so proud to have recently been announced and named as the 2021 Salesforce.org Higher Ed Partner of the Year. So thank you again, really looking forward to showing off Mowgli SMS.
Thank you, Rob. We're happy to have you here. Next contestant, as Amjad would say, is Justin from Apsona.
Hey, wonderful to see you all. Apsona's been around in the industry for the last 11 years, providing solutions for customers for all of their database-related needs. Most of this functions out of their base license, which we call Apsona for Salesforce. We then provide support through the complex analytics that organizations need in higher ed, usually around gift receipting and those kinds of options. We're well known for our email and document merge solution, which allows them to do gift receipts through email, PDF, and print receipts as well. We love working in the higher ed industry and are super excited to be a gold sponsor of today's event. Cannot wait till the demo jam to get started.
All right, thank you. And Copado was able to join us. Thank you so much. John, I'll kick it over to you to introduce y'all's company.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Yep, here with Copado. We are a top leading DevOps and testing solution, as you can see, low-code SaaS platforms that run the world's largest digital transformations. We help our clients accelerate their multi-cloud enterprise deployments by automating the end-to-end software delivery process, which maximizes cloud investments, which is why we're backed by Insight Partners, Salesforce Ventures, and SoftBank Vision Fund. Now, what do we do high level? Well, we make release days obsolete. How do we do that? Well, we provide CI/CD, Copado robotic testing, incorporate that into your pipeline. Compliance will help with that. You can deploy relational data with Copado. You can leverage value stream mapping to identify bottlenecks in your DevOps process. You can tap into the data because we're 100% native. Tap into the data for your deployments to provide insights, trends, etc. What does that do overall? Provides, as you can see, the result: speed, quality, innovation. Our clients are experiencing 20 times faster deployments, 90% faster recovery time. Of course, from a quality perspective, fewer production failures, which is critical, as you know, from a cost and recovery perspective. Bottom line, the speed and quality transfers into your ability to innovate. An average of a 1.7 million in productivity lift over 3 years. You can see our customers they're seeing an increase to Salesforce ROI by 46%, 5x more on the releases, and of course a 94% reduction in production bugs. Overall, we're going to help you today where you're at, and of course on your journey to DevOps enlightenment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. Well, it's time to get started. This is for real. Time to go. So, you got something, Joe?
No, I was just going to say I'm going to stop sharing so that the first contestant can start sharing.
Yes, this is the time. So while that, the first one up is Siva from Mass Mailer. So if you'd like to go ahead and share your screen, and I'll share a little bit about your company. Mass Mailer is an easy to use Salesforce native email solution that lets you send emails with file attachments to any Salesforce object, including the related objects. With Mass Mailer, you can send emails with no limits to unlimited contacts and tracked results. Mass Mailer provides a great customer support with 200 plus customers and over 100 customer reviews on the App Exchange. Siva, are you ready?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Flo.
We will start.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much once again, Flo. Okay. All right, let's get started. I'm going to show you how simple it is to actually communicate with your students. I have a simple use case scenario. Let's assume that the students are actually applying for courses online, and you're tracking all of them under application. You got an application member and the contact. So application member being a junction object between contact and application, right? So let's say one of your users is trying to go contact the students, and they're going to go through the applications. They got a filter list of all those applications. So let's bring in the filter list. And from here, if you want to contact the students, click Mass Mailer button, right? And that's actually going to bring up Mass Mailer, the wizard we call it as. It's a step-through process. It'll guide you through on what you need to do. You can give a name and you're chosen. We are coming up with SMS, WhatsApp, and voice as well in the future. Target audience, we selected the applications and the related contacts, as you can see. And then here, you're actually going to go select an email template. So let's say you have a folder and a template that's already pre-built, and that loads up into the advanced editor. And it has certain merge fields, so you can actually personalize the message as well. And the editor is quite advanced. It's a drag and drop editor, so you can actually make any changes at runtime and save it. It's a nice looking template, as you can see. Next step, you can attach files as well if you want. Sender options, you have several options. It's quite flexible when it comes to the sender. An option to do CC. You can do BCC. You can suppress duplicates as well. And you can send now or schedule it on a specific date and time. You have an option to send non-transactional, transactional. And finally, you can actually review everything. Actually send the email. You have to do preview, and also you can do a quick test. And this is the overall review screen. And if everything looks good, click the launch button, and that's it. Boom, the email campaign is triggered, right? And we capture everything in an object called mass mailer outreach. And that outreach has got everything that you need. Who is sending the email? Who are you sending it? What are you sending? The statistics information, the activity information, everything. You can track the opens and clicks, all the stats, and also the activities that would be shown right here. So I'll show you quickly the stats right there. And then if you go to the activity, which is just a standard activity, which is also related to the contact object. And that contact object will also have the mass mailer email status, such as opens and clicks and bounces and all of that. Everything.
Time.
Thank you so much.
You are so good at that, Joe.
Anyone who knows me knows I love to host demo jams. And anyone who knows I love to host demo jams knows I love to yell time. It's so fun.
Yes, we
You
know
did great. Thank you, Siva.
Well, as we're transitioning off, and Siva, you can go ahead and stop your share. I do have a question for you. What excites you about 2022 when it comes to roadmap or products? What do we see coming this year?
One wish has already come. That is true. That is the summit, a higher ed summit. I've been waiting for this. Thank you so much for actually inviting us and selecting us for the demo jam. This has actually given us a real momentum and also a push for us to really serve the higher ed community, because it's a passion for me to really help our clients to make sure that they're successful. Looking at 6 universities who have signed up with Mass Mailer, many more in the pipeline actually, and are hoping that we can be part of this mission. When it comes to the product roadmap, especially the universities have requested for the dynamic templates, which we are building, and also most complex merge field, the data that you want to get from the child objects, that's also in the pipeline. And we are building the page builder and a few other features, as I mentioned, SMS, WhatsApp, and voice. So it's going to be a complete outbound solution. I'm really excited for 2022. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Well, we're going to go ahead and transition to Capado. Joe, take it away.
All right, John, will you go ahead and share your screen? All right, and while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce y'all. Capado is the first and only Salesforce native DevOps platform built for the low-code SaaS world, helping companies achieve more value faster. Capado is able to unleash the value of your digital transformation by delivering a continuous stream of value from your cloud platform to your business's bottom line. All right, John, are you ready?
I am ready. Yes.
Go ahead.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to Capado. As you know, folks are making changes, and this pipeline may look exactly like yours or typical, right? Where we have our lower environments feeding into an integration environment, and then of course pushing to UAT and then ultimately up to production. What Capado is going to do is going to help you introduce quality to your pipeline. We embrace the shift left model, also Capado robotic testing. It's going to allow you to check your quality as well as override merge conflicts. We're all about the user story. We're user story centric. And so as we click into a user story, it's the vehicle that we link our changes to, and that you go ahead and deploy those changes. It also links with, say, Jira, Azure DevOps from a bi-directional integration. So it's going to capture all of the information that our developers need to use to build. So as a developer, I can leverage this, make my changes and say dev1. And of course, you can see we have a defined path, structured path all the way to production. Once I make my changes as a developer, I can simply come up here and commit those changes via the UI. We're presented with a metadata grid of all the UI within that org. I can simply use this to find the components I'd like to link or commit, and simply click that button to commit those changes. Capado will automatically create a feature branch on our backend, and as well, you'll have a history of your commits and all of the metadata committed or linked to this user story. You can also see Capado is identifying a potential conflict where perhaps one of your peers is also working on that same component. Once I've linked my components, I can go ahead and run tests from the user story, Apex, static code example, and even Capado robotic testing. Let's just say I run my tests. I want to deploy. I can simply deploy from the pipeline manager, click into these 6 user stories, and I can cherry pick at that feature branch level. Once I deploy up, now Kapata Robotic Testing can perform functional regression testing on the way up to ensure high quality. And of course, you can tap into all of the insights, trends based on the data. Thank you.
Me a chance to yell time. Wow, you only
I
took
thought I'd beat you
2
to the front.
minutes. Oh man, you really took my fun away. All right, thank you so much, John. That was excellent. You can stop sharing your screen while Rob starts sharing his, but I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. Can you tell us about one of your recent higher education implementations?
Yeah, so we've had actually a couple, both onshore and offshore. And what's interesting is we follow a very structured format for our implementations. And so our customer success, our CEO and company is all about customer success, which is why we have 140 plus retention rate going along with this company. So we apply, whether it's higher ed or non-education, we apply the same structured process. So our customers really experience the same experience in terms of ease of use, in terms of ease of implementation, and of course training. We have our certification and academy. So a lot of successes, but I could go on all day, but that's high level for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John and Capato. I'll turn it back over to you, Flo.
Thanks, Joe. Well, ready for the next one. I'd like to go ahead and share a little bit about Mowgli SMS, which is the most robust and user-friendly native text messaging solution on the App Exchange. It offers an unlimited user license, a US-based 5-star client success team, and a beautiful, intuitive user interface. Mowgli, do more of what matters. Now, you ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's do this.
All right, ready? All right. We're coming out with Mowgli Demo Jam, shaking up the plan. We're on a Salesforce record of someone important, and we want to stay close but not be exorbitant. Come on, we know you probably expected it. Expand your reach with Mowgli and text them. Conversation lives right there. Text back and forth without a worry or care. Unlimited users, unlimited contacts, customize it all however you want. SMS, MMS, voice, send now or later. It's really a choice. You get an avatar, and the contact does too. Custom bubble colors so you know what came from you. Type in the box, watch the characters count. Emoji, GIF, file, sound. Pick a number to send a text or recall. When responses roll in, you'll be on the ball. If someone important hits you up, you'll get a blink and a chime from a utility pop-up. Not only that, we got a feature so fat, you'll no longer wonder why we got it like that. It's our inbox, just like you're used to. Everything in one place, no records to comb through. Keep a tab, open, see all that matters. Or be notified by push, email, or chatter. So much you can do with a one-on-one, but what about when you want to send to thousands? Numerous ways to relay in mass via campaign, report, or send to some contacts. Type in something unique or attach a template. Merge your first name or any other field in a sentence. We'll move on to the main attraction, the interaction you can create with a text. You're going to watch your competition dwindle. It's our surveys, our automated conversations. Stay calm, everyone. Just stay at your stations. Text in the word student to the number right there. Just do it. You're going to see just what we mean. Come on and let us prove it. I don't know why you're looking at me. You should be texting in student to the number on the screen. If you choose not to try, put your hands up in the sky. You wave them side to side while I keep killing this time. Lyrically, with Mowgli, just envision floss and response rate. On the cover of Fortune 500. To those of you who participated, just when you thought the excitement faded, Mowgli's gonna give you a call just like this.
Don't forget to vote for Mowgli.
Hey, and now about the surveys you just sent in, right there's where the data actually lives. And since we're a native application, reports and dashboards require no patience. Auto-create a contact or lead and keep your data squeaky clean in time for dinner. After this 3-minute jam,
Do you think we're the winner?
We're at the Mowgli Do More of What Matters pit stop. 10 years from now, we'll still be on top. Yo, I thought I told you that we won't stop. TTYL, I'm Mal, that's Rob. Thank you.
And they beat the timer.
And
Ow!
3 seconds to
Ow!
spare.
Oh, I was ready to scream with you, Joe. Oh,
I know. Well, you were going to have to get over Mal's beautiful voice. So, I mean,
yeah, that's true. I think they'd rather hear her than us.
yeah, I'd say so.
Well, thank you both. You can go ahead and stop your share. And as we start to transition to our next demo jammer, which is Apsona, I do have a follow-up question for you. And what excites you most about 2022? What is coming from Mowgli?
Yeah, we are super excited about 2022. First of all, just having a higher ed Dreamin' event. So thank you all for putting this on. What an amazing event, and what a great way to start out 2022. But also getting to be in front of other people at other in-person events. So, 2022, it hopefully is going to be back in person, a lot of events. We have a new release that's coming out right now that we're just rolling out. So super excited to show off some of those new features. And 2022 is going to be amazing. So thanks so much for starting it out this way.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Joe, back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Flo. All right. Last but certainly not least, we've got Justin with Apsona. Justin, go ahead and share your screen for me. We're going to make sure we don't have any technical difficulties, but oh, right. And I'm going to introduce Apsona. Apsona has long served the higher ed customers at Salesforce, originating in 2010 by two co-founders, Sridhar and Sadhna. It is succinctly the Swiss Army knife of Salesforce apps, providing data management, import, export, document, and email merge, as well as complex reporting features. Justin, are you ready?
Let's get it on.
All right.
When I go shopping for a new tool to serve a need in my house, I hold out until I find the best tool for the job needed. Apsona really is every Salesforce admin's toolbox, with exceptional tools to transform, update, and review your data in the simplest, fastest method. Field sets, shown here, allow you to create and apply different columns to your view, while filters, shown at the top of the screen, allow you to save, share, and review key data sets for your department. Apsona further provides enhanced cross-object filters on metric fields. Think of those scenarios when people ask, show me the top 5 donors for each year, only if they've crossed a minimum threshold, which aren't always possible in Salesforce standard reports. This view we call Tabular Views, and it shows any Salesforce records to edit any field you choose and save specific fields on those records, even up to 1,000 on one page in one fell swoop. Let's update this field to Bahamas, and this one to San Juan to show where we want to vote for next year's higher ed Dreamin' location. This means you can leave Salesforce list views behind and give your users spreadsheets instead, which is the universal language of business anyway. Next up, we're going to tackle a live request from one of our higher ed customers. Hi, Joan, if you're watching. In this multi-step report of pledges, we're combining several Salesforce objects: accounts, designations, opportunities, and payments. Now, we've limited this report to show our favorite donor account, the Flo and Joe household. We see 3 different designation pledges with the total pledge amount and the scheduled payments received. Note that Apsona lets me rename any of these field labels in a report to fit your user's understanding of their data. Next up, we're going to use that same report to deliver value to our donors, noting that any Apsona report can produce any merged output with your Salesforce data. In this report, we'll select the Flo and Joe household to send an email with an attached PDF. In step 1, we can create or select an existing merge action. In step 2, we see numerous choices of which document template to use, either Microsoft Word or Google Doc, and which email template I want to use as well. Apsona allows you to send any and as many of these email addresses related to this donor account, handling a tough marketing cloud nut that's been difficult for many higher ed admins to crack. I map fields to my top level reports on step 3, showing on screen. Now note that the record group appears here whenever Apsona recognizes a table start merge tag from within the document template. I'll select a second report to fill this table, and then I'll relate the donor's account to each individual payment to make sure I'm recognizing each donor's account and their scheduled pledge payments against them. On step 4, I can create tasks, set fields, and even attach the final merge document to the account, contact, or any Salesforce record available in the report. I save and run. For this particular merge, it's an email merge. I'm going to be greeted with the download results file to show which of these emails was successfully sent and if we had any bounce backs. On screen, you'll note that this is the actual email that was received. The body of the email is fit with some great logos on screen, the attachments on a PDF on the right-hand side. And the PDF shows us the exact report that we were hoping to provide for our donor, giving them information about their pledge performance this year. Lastly, let's take that functionality and put it right on the record page. I can put it right here, click on the button, hit proceed, and allow the same information available for your users.
Time.
Dang.
Good job.
Oh, who finished
Good
first?
job.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry, did I scare you a little?
It was coming. I had a feeling. It was like the Boogie Monster. Like I knew you were like behind me, but I didn't know where. So
You
I
knew
was like,
I was just so eager to use my mom voice. All right, Justin, a quick follow-up for you. You got into this a little bit actually in your demo, but expand a little bit on how you've come to the rescue recently for a higher education implementation.
So we had a great college that contacted us earlier this year and had a bunch of these questions around multi-step reports. If you know higher ed, you know that sometimes the data models that you're supporting have upwards of 15, 20, 30 custom objects that you're using to handle all the bells and whistles that higher ed includes. You want to make sure that you're thanking your individuals for designations, transactions, pledge payments. So with a couple calls with this individual, they selected the number of licenses that they wanted, but they were quickly able to sort of scale up and create the acknowledgement receipts and the exact merge mail scenarios to support their implementation as they were launching into Salesforce. We're excited to be higher ed sponsors. We're excited to be higher ed partners in the wider market. And we look forward to talking to each and every one of you if you come by our booth later today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm going to share my screen again. And hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing for 2 seconds. And I'm going to actually open the poll. There we go. The benefits of live. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to share my screen and voting is officially open. We will keep it open for 3 minutes. Y'all remember the rules. Do not vote for the company you work for, and you can only vote once. And while we have voting open, instead of like dead silence, which would probably be impossible with me as a host anyways, we figured we'd do 20 seconds with each of our demoers real fast for you to tell us one thing or activity that has kept you or your team sane during the pandemic. Siva, if you could go first with mass mailer, we'll just go in the same order we went for the demos.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Being in Hawaii, I think that was a blessing for all of us as a family. But the other team members, of course, had to just pray God and keep the faith on and get your spiritual stuff going on. That's the only thing that you could do, and be strong. That's all what we could do during the pandemic. But business wise. And team spirit wise, of course, it was, obviously family. We had to focus back in the business, even though it was a little low for all of us. But eventually people have started calling us because that's the only way you can communicate with people. And pandemic turned out to be really good for the, business wise. And we could really focus back on the functionality and the features, what customers have been asking for, and then, fulfill those. So it was a mix of good and bad, and ultimately we're all together, and we're happy that 2022 is actually very bright for all of us.
Thank you, Siva. All right, John with Copado.
Yes, hi. No, thank you. Great question. So yeah, during the pandemic, of course, we're a remote first company, folks all over the globe now. We have, we've been growing, so we have a lot of new folks joining the team, and as I joined and others joined. We've really just leveraged, of course, as everybody has, Zoom, right? All of the conference calls over the web, where we drill into folks' interests, right? What are their likes? And so really it's become very personal. There's some folks I haven't met that very close to, that I have the relationship, but yet personally have not met in person. So it's kind of a funny, right? 3 years ago, we would not have envisioned this. And so we just stay in communication. We get to really know each other. And with that, we've built trust. And so trust has permeated this organization. And so, with that trust comes a lot of speed in terms of how we maneuver and overcome challenges and grow. So it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Thank you, John with Copado. Rob or Mal with Mowgli?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, love this question. What I've been doing to find some sanity during this crazy time is take up a really, really interesting new hobby, which in my case is breakdancing. It's been
Can you break
really,
dance while you rap?
that was the plan initially. It's a lot harder than you think it might be. is incredibly gymnastic and acrobatic. And above all, I mean, I was looking for something to kind of vibe out during the pandemic, but man, it sure does test your patience. And some people have more of it than others. And so it's been interesting to dive into that breakdancing world, but it's been amazing and really empowering. How about you?
All right.
You know, this has just been an awesome time to spend more time with family, and you know, a lot of situations where I think all of us have been in our houses more than we like to, but the benefit of that has been just having the opportunity to have a lot of time with family.
Thank you. And Justin with Apsona.
Yeah, we have had a stellar start to the new year. Vijaytha, Sadhna, and Barbara on our team. So we've infused some of our team experience with new people. Some of that includes fun things like blowing off steam together at our Friday team meetings. Sadhna and I in particular play a lot of pickleball. So in terms of reducing stress, we are finding ways to just get our bodies moving, stay active, support customers during the day, and then get outside as we can to play that pickleball. Beyond that, we have a lot of fun with our customers. We do Apsona hours on Thursdays. We do partner hours on Tuesdays. We just found it's a lot more fun solving problems together with people. Both of those hours are published in our Trailblazer community group. And this is really fun, meeting and talking to all these different customers across the world, using our product to create mission, create impact for them and their students.
All right. Thank y'all so much. And without any further ado, I know we're right at time. So I will bring the results over.
And the winner is, whoa, Capato! Congratulations.
All
Would you-
right. So there you go.
So we'll connect with you following the call to get your mailing information so that we can mail you this beautiful trophy. And the trophy looks just like that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So you can add it to your collection. Would you like to come off mute and share a few words?
Yeah, sure. No, thanks, Flo. Thanks, Joe, for everything. This has been fantastic, and really, I think everybody here deserves the winning trophy on this one. These demos were fantastic. I enjoyed every single one of them. Thank you for hosting. Once again, an incredible experience. So, thanks, everyone.
Thank y'all so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to stop by and see all these sponsors at their booths to learn more about their products and services.
Thank you, everyone.